Good afternoon, guys and dolls. Happy New Year! This is our first episode for 2025.
Right.
And we welcome you to another exciting and insightful episode of
Spotlight.
I'm Chingkee, Mangcucang.
And I am Kim Sancha.
Today's guest is a trailblazer in the tech industry, introducing groundbreaking solutions in prop tech and fintech that have redefined how Filipinos engage with real estate and digital payments. I like the digital payments.
Right. From driving innovation in e-commerce to championing mobile wallet solutions, his expertise and vision have set new benchmarks for technological advancements.
Yes, and this genius is the creative mind behind Repay PH or Repay.ph, a mobile wallet designed to empower Filipinos globally.
That's right. So, let's give a warm welcome to the CEO of Repay Digital Solutions, Mr. Mark Dela Cruz. Good afternoon.
Welcome to Spotlight, Mark.
Happy New
We're so
Year.
happy to have you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for having me here, Chingkee and Kim. It is a privilege to be part of Spotlight.
And you're the first guest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're our first guest for the year because we would like to empower MSMEs.
Right.
And I personally believe that Repay is one of the much needed tools
Right.
to empower our MSMEs.
Right.
So, Mark, without so much ado, let's continue.
Right.
Okay. Can you introduce briefly Repay to our mga katribo and its unique three-piece offering?
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, three-piece,
Ps.
If
So,
you guys
okay.
have four-piece, Repay has three-piece.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for that. First and foremost, Repay is actually a cutting-edge fintech company.
Cutting-edge fintech.
Yeah, essentially, what we have, yun nga, like what you mentioned, if the government has the four-piece, we have the three-piece. So this three-piece essentially actually represents payments.
Right.
Yeah, that's number one. Number two would be properties, and number three would be providers. No?
Okay.
So you could imagine actually us having actually a strong foothold in financial transactions and integration of real estate facilities. And of course, we also refer actually providers, or what we call merchants, to actually offer their products and services in the market.
So, the three-piece I would like to repeat is actually payments, properties, and providers.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which are our merchants, the people or the group that we want to empower and help.
Correct.
us. So how does Repay empower or help entrepreneurs expand or
Address.
and help or support their businesses?
Well, remember we have a partnership with Tindahan.
Yeah, I was
RC,
about to
right?
say that, yes.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Thank you so much. It was
Yeah,
really
of course.
fun.
So one of the key points that I mentioned there are actually the pain points of a typical business owner, especially the ones actually located in I could say the SMEs and the micro SMEs. Di ba? So first of which is actually market access. Correct. At the same time, they have concerns about payments. And lastly would be actually operational difficulties. So essentially, the way that we were able to pretty much actually achieve and help our partner SMEs is actually launching Repay Online Store.
Repay online.
So Repay Online Store possess actually a lot of tools, okay, such as inventory management system, payroll system, even actually a payment system, which pretty much actually bundled into one, which is normally you will find it actually on separate systems that you have to pay.
You have to pay each
Yeah.
system.
So you could imagine actually, I mean, business owners, they're quite aware of the tremendous amount of money. That's why they always actually has this kind of frustration that running a business is very expensive and pricey, right?
And that's why they stick to the traditional, the old-fashioned way of
Yes.
running the business,
Exactly.
which is not efficient.
Correct, correct. So with this model, we were able to streamline a lot of operations, and imagine actually the amount of money that they would be able to save, and they
Right.
can actually use to scale their business,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay, so I am a startup company, a small business. How can Repay, how can Repay help the community? How can Repay help the group of MSMEs other than, because we need to, I know the Katribos will, or some of the MSMEs who are here, um, are wondering and are interested.
Correct,
our
correct.
listener are
That's
interested.
actually a
How
good
can-
question.
Yeah, how can how can Repay connect the MSMEs and their target market, and how can you, as a whole, as a company, provide or help the community?
Yeah, yeah. So first and foremost, I could actually compare what we do on a ripple effect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually how I could say, transcend in terms of how we intend to affect the community. So, with that model, essentially, what we did is actually we provide the market with the needed merchants, providers, right? So meaning these providers, it could be a property developer, it could be a typical SME business owner, or actually a household specialist providers like delivery of water, right, aircon repair, and then from there we're gonna connect them with their customers itself, right? Potential customers and partners.
How will that? How is it possible? How can you like laymanize?
Okay, sorry. Kasi normally
Yeah.
ito, another
Oh,
I learned
oh,
something from
oh.
you this new year.
yeah, in layman's
Yes,
term, no?
oh yeah.
yun
I am a merchant, and I would like, of course, to reach out. Of course, that's the
Right.
goal, to
Yeah.
reach out to my target market
Yeah,
and
kasi
maximize.
normally kasi what
my
we have in the
presence.
market
Yeah.
are actually marketing tools, right? Wherein you would be able to advertise in Facebook, or let's say, for example, in TikTok, all your products, no? But the thing with us is actually we bridge the gap by providing the very tool they need, let's say an inventory system or a service management system. And with that, actually, you need a booking management system, which is actually rolled into one that you can actually integrate to different social media sites.
Yeah.
And the good thing about
That's
this
good.
is we have actually the so-called first ever marketplace that is actually location sensitive. Wherein even if you're actually a merchant based in Bohol, and you're actually someone here in Manila, and you would like to know if there's actually a local merchant there that is registered in DTI who's marketing, let's say, Amar Mall. I mean, that's actually
yeah.
one of the things. When you mention Bohol, those are the primary things, right? But the thing is, you have to search for them by Facebook, talk to someone. But with this model, you can actually pinpoint them and critically actually search, and with that, verify their credentials. And you can actually directly send your inquiry to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a tool and at the same time a solution.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a solution.
It's a marketplace.
Yeah.
Explore is actually a marketplace. Essentially, for consumers and business owners to meet, so they can actually offer their products and services.
So it's a marketing tool and a marketing solution.
Exactly.
That's good. And that's what we need now.
Of course.
Especially those who are just starting, and those who want to be more efficient and systematize
Right.
their system. When you start a business, bookkeeping is a pain in the,
Pain the A.
pain in the where. And yes, and I understand you said that it's part of the solution that Repay is offering.
Well, correct.
Instead of buying a separate, you buy a separate app for that, right? To do your accounting.
Yes.
What did you do to make it easier for them, and of course free? I understand this is free. Mga katribo, this
Download.
is free.
Wait, is it available?
Yeah,
where?
available
Play
online.
Store or
Play Store actually.
So
You can download the app
iOS.
first as a standard user.
Okay.
Then if you have a business, you can apply as a merchant.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
No,
I'm
no.
getting excited.
I was about to say, inunahan ko na talaga sabihin nila.
oo.
No, that's actually my reaction. So go ahead with your question.
Booking.
Yeah, I was just asking Mark here, what else do you do? What else is that Repay app is doing to help?
Well, you mentioned about bookkeeping
Yes.
and everything,
Yes.
right? I mean, admittedly, there's so many applications who does record their customers' data, right? But the thing is, even at this digital age, if there's one thing that they don't do, is they don't provide actually insightful information, what we call insights. Yeah, you have a lot of data. Let's say, for example, as you use your phone, as you use Facebook. I mean, the idea there, the reason Repay actually wants to work with SMEs and SMEs is we're willing to actually provide them with analytics that will actually help them understand more about their market and their very business. Because those things are not really cheap and available in the
Yes,
market.
of course.
I mean, whatever you do. I mean, let's say, for example, you have a bookkeeping tool, right? But at the end of the day, it's a bookkeeping tool. But definitely, there's actually a lot of things you can do for you to actually understand and define what it represents. And it can help your business in so many ways.
Okay. Do you need to have a training to understand the app of Repay?
Well, of course, for any merchants that will actually partner with us, I have actually a customer service team that is willing to work with them. But pretty much, of course, Repay is actually created for merchants. So if you're a merchant, it's like actually using Facebook. I mean,
okay.
I mean, it's most of them
easy
are actually
peasy.
self-explanatory, and pretty much there's actually some tool tips that you can actually access, so you can pretty much understand how to use it.
And since you mentioned that there are people that will assist merchants, so are they open like Monday to Friday? I mean, the hours or the business
Correct.
hours?
Of course, we're actually standard company.
Right.
So for now, we have actually an office every Monday to Friday.
Okay.
So for of course, we plan to of course launch roll out a campaign to actually onboard merchants and train them properly,
Right.
depending on their prerequisites. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So how about payments? Let's start with payments. The app, how does it help the merchants? The payment that you provide. Is it like can they use it as a way of or the target market or the customers, they use that app to pay?
Yeah. Yeah, like what I mentioned, that's actually the number one P on the three Ps.
Yes. And
Okay.
can you be more specific what
Yeah.
these payments are?
Because, of course, if you're actually a merchant, you want to collect payments.
Yes.
You need to have a tool to collect.
Right.
So with that, of course, we have our own invoice system
Okay.
online that you would be able to use, so you can actually collect money. Okay, because the idea of Repay is actually again it's actually a payment wallet
Right.
that you can use for payments. Yeah, primarily.
Okay.
And at the same time, it's all about actually decentralized banking. So everyone can become a banker of their own.
Ay,
Oh,
why
wow.
not?
Okay, this is getting more and more interesting. When we come back, we'll just pause for a while, but when we come back, we'll talk about properties, the second P. Okay? So mga katribo, please don't click that Facebook page and the clicker for our the other one, YouTube channel. We
Right.
will be right back.
And this break is brought to you by Bayad Center. Hashtag bigger, better, younger bayad. And you can buy it all. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart. Live more today. Union Bank. It starts with you.
Isang salita si Chappie Chinson.
Pilipinong magaling, Ilocano mabait. Isang salita lang siguradong gagawin.
Pag may sinabi ka, kailangan gawin mo. Pag mawalang credibility mo, wala kang maniniwala sa'yo. Pag sinabi ko, ginagawa ko. Basta panalo ang Pilipino. Pagkalugi-lugi na ako, gagawin ko pa rin.
Gawa senador ko. Number 58, na isang salita si Chappy Chingson.
Tune in to Daily Tribune's show aimed at addressing the needs and problems of our OFWs from different corners of the globe. Hear about their plights and success stories every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m. only on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
Na isang salita si Chappy Chingson. Pilipinong magaling, Ilocanong mabait. Isang salita lang siguradong gagawin.
Pag may sinabi ka, kailangan gawin mo. Pag mawalang credibility mo, wala kang maniniwala sa'yo. Pag sinabi ko, ginagawa ko. Basta panalo ang Pilipino. Pagkalugi-lugi na ako, gagawin ko pa rin.
Gawa senador ko. Number 58, na isang salita si Chappy Chingson.
Utol, once just a colloquial term for a brother or sister. Today, the same term stands for a better option to your transportation needs. Unified Transport Operations League, or better known as UTOL, was established to give you an alternative to ride-hailing, with the concept of availing the service with care and compassion, as if it was rendered by your own sibling.
Utol ka ba? Dito ka na. Utol ka, iingatan kita.
Now, who would you prefer to drive you home?
Utol ako, mangangalaga sa'yo.
UTOL, the ride-hailing app to consider.
Welcome back, mga katribo. We are still live streaming on Facebook page of Daily Tribune, and of course the YouTube channel Tribune Now, and of course we
TikTok.
already have TikTok.
Oh, diba?
So please follow us, subscribe, follow, like.
So,
Okay.
New Year, so new era in another app.
Yes.
Social media
Yeah.
platform.
So, ina. Okay, so let's go back to our guest,
Right.
Mr. Mark Dela Cruz, who is the CEO of Repay.
Repay.
So we talk about the first P, which
The
is
payment.
payment. Now, let's go to properties.
The second P.
How does Repay help or promote properties?
Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, sure. It actually happened because of our partnership with Real Homes.
Okay.
Essentially, Real Homes is actually a property platform that pretty
Platform,
much...
it's a
it's a
property.
property platform. So they have a special integration, collaboration to pretty much actually help investors, grow their money. No? Essentially, with the help of Real Homes, Repay would be able to actually support property developers, property brokers.
Okay.
And even actually property managers.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, if there's actually one significant thing that we don't have nowadays, especially here in the Philippines, is actually the tool for liquidation. There's so many clients across the globe who wants to invest in properties, even actually locally. Even us. But the main thing that actually we don't have is the end-to-end process in terms of how can I actually liquidate my investment. How can, right? Agents,
Okay.
to be honest, will
How about
actually...
brokers and can they benefit
definitely.
from this platform?
Definitely. Of course, it's a collaboration, again, between Real Homes and Repay. Pretty much, actually, Real Homes provide the real estate services. So if you're a broker, you need a brokerage system to start your business, you can work with us. Because we have actually a tool wherein you could manage your property inventory, booking management,
So
and property
real estate licensed agents can use that platform.
100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So we're inviting all the real estate brokers and agents there to
Yeah.
try it. That will
Exactly,
make
exactly.
them, well, that will make their inventory easier to check, easier for them
Yeah, I mean,
to be more systematic.
exactly. I mean, it would add credibility in terms of how they actually do business
Right.
to their clients. Not just here in the Philippines, but abroad. Because, I mean, clients, as we know, are not just here in Manila, but also in Dubai, in Singapore, across the globe. Yeah.
So we mentioned about merchants, the startups, everyone in property business, including the agents and the brokers. Among these prospective users of Repay, whom do you think will benefit most from it?
Well, if you've noticed, I've mentioned actually some of our users already. I mean, pretty much anyone looking to have a secured and seamless financial transaction, they can work with us. But primarily, we have at least three primary customers. Number one is actually, of course, the overseas Filipino workers. Yeah. Essentially, we're positioning the application, the payment app, to actually help OFWs manage their household expenditures.
Okay.
So because
Oh.
yeah, because we have a very, I could say, unique feature to manage their household whenever they are, wherever they are. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because yeah, I mean, truth be told, one of the things we do pretty much is to help them pay their bills, even if they're actually located in Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very hard considering that normally you do send the remittance, then you actually expect your loved ones to pay it for you, right? But in our case, because we have this specific feature, they would be able to pay it on their own.
Right. And
Okay.
I've been wanting to ask this, sister. So in terms of, the information, this is online. So we're
Correct,
talking
correct,
about
agree.
the security and the privacy of this is information. So
Yeah.
how safe is Repay?
Well, I could say security is one of our cornerstone.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%. We're actually fully compliant because as of now, we're using state-of-the-art encryption.
Right.
Yeah, to protect our customers' data.
Yes.
We adhere to global standards in terms of data privacy. And of course, locally, we are actually compliant with all government regulations in terms of actually handling, managing, and utilizing actually our consumers' data.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you make life easier for merchants. You make things easier and more doable for OFWs who wish to manage their household, even if they're farthest away, miles and miles away from their from their home.
Yeah, that's
Right?
actually the dream.
Yeah. But I just would like to ask you, Mark, to expound more on how Repay bring value to real estate players and their ecosystem.
Okay, that's actually a very, very good question, Chingkee. What we did, like what I mentioned, we partnered to Real Homes. Real Homes is actually the key player here. She actually the one possessed the technology to simplify all the requirements of these stakeholders, these real estate stakeholders. So let's say, for example, you're a property developer. You would like to run your own, let's say, for example, development company. Imagine actually Real Homes as a system created for property developers to actually operate their business. Imagine you have an inventory system. You have property units, you have a marketing tool, you have a tool to manage your sales, you have a tool essentially to pretty much actually manage your cash flow with the help of Repay. So if you're a property broker, essentially, again, we have a tool for you because we created actually the first ever real estate command center for you to run your own sales system. It has its own what we call smart CRM, which essentially helps agents handle the customer experience by, of course, having their own customer relationship management. And it's part of the package. And the most important aspect, because normally this is being, I could say, not forgotten normally. We have actually an investor tool.
Investor tool.
Yes, created for clients because essentially the reason we onboarded property developers, business owners, brokers, is because and even merchants is because we're actually putting them in one ecosystem so they could better serve investors who has actually a requirement from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this ecosystem, you put all the stakeholders in one ecosystem so they can, it's easier for them to
Partake.
Yes.
And the most important thing, it's not anymore costly. Because
I was
normally,
about to ask that.
Yes.
Baka naman, it's expensive, you
Yes.
know.
yeah. I mean, again, this thing, as you know, data is actually like the new gold, right? Because data needs to be like actually a typical mineral needs to be mined, right? And you
Yes.
have to spend money for that. So imagine actually we put them in just one location, and the more stakeholders you onboard and they work together, all this information will be readily available from each other, whereby you don't have to spend money to understand each other.
Okay. Do you have any
Yeah,
questions?
since you mentioned the baka sabi mo mahal. So since we're talking about at this very moment, so let's say I am a broker, real estate brokers. How
Correct.
will you charge me?
Yeah, actually we have packages.
Okay.
To be honest, we have what we call a freemium
Okay.
model. If you want to actually experience how to use real homes, we're giving it actually, we're giving away a freemium or a free package.
Okay.
Okay. But of course, if you want to expand your business and to
I
make
like
it bigger,
that premium.
premium.
Insurance.
The other one, of
Premium.
course,
Yeah.
the one that has
Yes.
the pay is
Oh, yeah.
premium. May bayad na.
And I like it. Magandang pakinggan. Social.
Yeah.
Premium.
Yeah. Doon naman actually, we have actually subscription model wherein they could pay us monthly. Yeah, like a typical actually application. Let's say you run your own real estate company. You have brokers under you. You can handle your inventory. You can extend the CRM. You can actually onboard property owners and handle their requirements because they have their own investor tool, which is normally they don't have, right?
Right.
So you could imagine actually them working with you together and being a broker with us. Actually, it opens up to a lot of inventory as well, or property inventory.
Right.
And the last one is assuming, of course, you're starting again.
Right.
You're starting. That's actually normal, right? We do have a package wherein you could actually work with us in terms of a revenue sharing model. Yeah, wherein you don't have to pay at all.
Right.
You don't have to
So-
pay at all. You just have to experience first the platform, and we can have
And then
an-
later on,
later on, assuming
there's
there's already
like
actually
some sharing.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, revenue
That's-
sharing model.
Yeah, you will help them earn
Earn first.
establish, support the business, be more systematic,
Correct.
efficient,
Correct.
work well, and then after they're settled, then you can talk about how you can both benefit from it.
Exactly.
And
Oh, that's nice.
I have a
It's like
follow-up.
getting the okay.
Thank you, thank you.
No, I mentioned about the payment, right? So
Correct.
how will you charge me? And I am a property manager or property broker. So can I make the payment to you? I mean, using Repay.
Yeah, of course. Actually, like I mentioned, Repay is a payment tool. We're actually an intermediary.
Okay.
At the end of the day, our tool are actually based on transaction basis.
Right.
So essentially, of course, if you want to lower down the cost, I'm hoping that the other end of the party is also using Repay. So
Right.
there won't be any transaction fees, to be honest.
So I
So
used to
nice.
pay
Yeah.
property
So good.
payment for better,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and the merchants or the providers,
Correct.
all of them can benefit from it.
Correct.
As a startup, they can settle their business, start the operation more efficiently, reach out to as many target markets, as many customers as they can.
Correct.
Now, it seems that it's been really well thought of, and
Yes.
I am convinced that it can help a lot of
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
MSMEs because we work together in Tindahan ni Tarsi. They
Yes.
supported us and we promoted, and I'm glad to know that some MSMEs have started using the app.
That's
Now,
good to know.
what future innovations or features do you have in mind, or are you thinking to um, and to introduce more or to help to make Repay help more your end users or your customers?
Well, as of now, although it's not yet available in the market because it is something that we're still working upon. So, number one would be actually our YOLO feature. Because
YOLO?
YOLO, yeah. The Y in Repay actually stands to YOLO.
Oh my God.
Ah, okay.
Correct, correct. No. So this particular feature actually focuses on the NGOs and charitable institutions. So like what I said, we're actually a conduit, an intermediary. One of the things that they don't have is they don't have actually a tool wherein they could directly open up themselves and actually do the collection and do the marketing itself. So we have actually a facility for NGOs and let's say for example institutions who wants to do good, and as a tool we can actually help them out, secure all those funding, and help them actually raise some concerns regarding what they're doing good in the public.
Okay. Or maybe you
Oh.
can make it four piece. Just like the government. Who knows?
Not yet. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you can think of another P, right? That might be.
Correct,
Just-
correct, correct.
Yeah, technology is the pace of technology
Yes.
is sometimes,
We're in the digital era.
overwhelming. Well, sometimes, most of the time, it's overwhelming. Now you're using this new app. When you wake up the following day, there's a new app. How do you see the platform or the technology in maybe 5 years from now?
Well, of course, my aspiration is, if you notice, it's actually a collaboration between fintech and proptech.
Right.
If there's one thing that I would like to do, really at my heart, is actually to democratize property acquisition, which is essentially opens up the property investment not just to individuals that has large sum of money, but even those that are actually starting on their early years in life. Because democratization of properties is all about, it's like buying shares. But nowadays, it's actually impossible. So you're actually, let's say, a call center agent, let's say, age, let's say, around 25 years old, you have that kind of, I could say, profile. Definitely, it's impossible for you to buy a property, right? For now, you're going to be actually setting up to rent a property. But at the very least, you can, with democratization of property assets, they can actually acquire a small portion of it, then actually achieve property investment and earn from it.
Just like investment in Bitcoin. you need
I can relate.
you can just get a little bit of that whole portion.
Correct, correct.
And then you
Yes.
can call yourself a Bitcoin investor, but you
exactly.
need not buy the whole one Bitcoin. You can just get a share of it.
Yes.
Correct, correct. I mean, because with that, you were able to lower down the cost of entry. Number two, of course, imagine, I know you guys might have invested in properties.
Yeah.
It's actually quite painful. I mean, you have to
Yes.
check the due diligence,
Uh-huh.
right? I mean,
Yes,
the
yes,
amount
yes.
of effort that you need to confirm if the document is legit or not. So you don't have to do that because what you're buying, if it's actually something like that, everything is already vetted.
Oh,
course.
so you can be assured that you don't need to worry about
Correct.
all the documentation. I mean,
Exactly.
all the documents supporting the
Exactly.
property.
Because actually, with the collaboration of these two companies, Real Homes and Repay, democratization of properties is an achievable dream 5 years from now.
Right. And then you, with us during the Tindani Tarsi or with Real
Correct.
Homes, can you maybe share stories that, successful story?
Success stories of
Repay.
of those who have acquired or used used
app.
Repay
The platform,
app.
yeah. Actually, there are some, to be honest. Let's say, for example, a property developer who partnered with us. Essentially, they're having a hard time moving their property assets. But again, that's actually during pandemic. Then we have to work actually in digitalizing their store. Because essentially, you know how it works here
Yeah,
in the Philippines,
during
right?
that.
Especially during pandemic, you're being forced, right, to adapt digital tools. So what we did, of course, with the help of Real Homes, and Repay, we were able to actually help them at least market and manage their property assets and get them closer actually into the market.
I'm wondering, when did you start Repay?
Actually, I started as early as 2022.
Oh, not so
Not too
so
long.
far back.
Oh.
Yeah.
But in terms of
only
experience,
2022.
correct.
Wow.
Yeah, but in terms of experience, I've been doing real estate since 2006.
As what? Developer
yeah.
also?
Yeah, I used to work with, of course, one of the top developers in the country as one of their vice president. Then after that,
Very young, successful.
then after that, actually,
Professional.
I put up my own fintech company.
Company.
I work with a mobile banking company based in New Zealand and Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, for
So
5
that
years.
inspired you to somehow create a technology or create Repay?
Yeah, actually, the intention really is to understand what they do so I can actually bring it back home.
Yeah. Share
Because-
it with the Filipino.
Yeah, because
nice.
of course, because what they have is something that we could have used. Because at that time, even at that time, I could say roughly around 70 million Filipinos already has mobile phones. But the thing is, we're using mobile phones for chismes,
Exactly.
for social media.
Marites.
Correct, right? So what I did is actually I saw the I could say the ambiguity brought upon by mobile phones and how it could actually change how we actually do business together.
So, because of the technology, it's a competitive world.
Correct.
Technology. How do you see Repay how do you envision Repay in maybe a decade from now? How do you intend to sustain and be more competitive? Because I'm sure I know you're a genius, but I know there will be more and more people who will try to replicate what you're doing. So how do you intend to be on top of the competition?
Correct. I mean, if there's one piece of information that I could share, perhaps technology is actually very, very important in terms of remaining relevant. But if there's one thing that people forgot is what this technology represents. We use technology actually to personalize or improve customer experience. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to stay relevant, you need to focus on the aspect of personalization. You use, let's say, for example, AI to improve the happiness of your customers. You use actually, let's say, for example, analytics to better understand actually the psychographic profile of your target customers.
Have you thought of something that will be used by our government agencies to
I love that question. That's what makes it four pieces.
MSMEs and developers and everyone, almost
actually-
everyone. But have you thought of something that can help our government agencies improve their services?
Well,
To make our life easier.
Improve their services.
Well,
Basically, they need something like this.
Yes.
exactly. Actually, we're a free-for-all
Okay.
company, meaning we're willing to engage to any entity that is not illegal, of course.
Oh, yes, of
in
course.
nature,
You're willing
by
to
all
partner.
means. Right?
Of course.
So, let's say, for example, the government actually required us to work with them on certain government projects, especially the LGUs. We can pretty much actually extend because the government, as you know, plays a critical role in terms of building our community.
Right.
That's actually how we were set up. The smallest unit is actually the barangay. Then from there,
Right.
you have actually the municipality, the cities. Then
Well, I hope after the
You have
elections
that.
you will have time to talk to the LGUs
And then partner with
and
you.
present what you can do to help
Yes,
them.
to make it
actually,
easier.
That is good. That will benefit not you but us.
Yeah.
actually, just few days ago, I think a week ago, I'm actually in Nueva Ecija dealing with the Nueva Ecija Electric Cooperative.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, they have actually 100,000 users.
Oh,
Yeah,
a lot.
they have a requirement for payment collection. At least this is actually live. I've done something with them. So I've talked to their board and pretty much they're actually interested to work with us. Because as of now, they're having actually some problems in terms of payment collection.
okay.
And this is also good to somehow control corruption. Somehow.
Yeah, they can see right away.
Somehow. I hope. Things are getting better. I may not be able to see it in my
Right.
lifetime, but I'm really positive that things will get better with something like Repay, and I hope that you will continue to innovate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and share it with most of our countrymen.
And add more
Okay.
peas.
Yeah.
Make it 10 peas like that. 2 peas.
So
like
we
that.
really
I'm sure.
appreciate it's additional knowledge,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Information, and I hope kayong mga katribo got something more information. How will they be able to contact you? The MSMEs who
Website.
yes, how can they
phone,
contact you if they want to
social media.
use the platform?
Well, we're actually quite easy to reach because we're available in Android phones and iOS
iOS.
phones, right? So you can look us up at App Store and Play Store, and at the same time we also have a website wherein after you open your account using your mobile phone, you can actually access your accounts if you're actually a merchant using our platform online.
So what's the website?
The website is actually it is repay.ph.
Okay.
Repay.ph. So mga katribo, if you want to make your life easier, be more systematic and have an efficient system, and especially when you're starting, you need more time to spend to your clients. So this app can help you maximize your time. What a fascinating discussion with our guest, Mark.
Right.
I
And what a
really
way
appreciate.
to start our first episode.
Yes.
In
And
Spotlight.
so mga katribo, please try to check repay.ph.
Thank you so much.
Right?
Right.
And so you can use the platform or the app to make your life easier.
And once again, Mark, thank you so much for sharing your passion for innovation and the impact of Repay.ph on Filipino communities are truly inspiring.
Yes, and from now on, I have more, and I hope and pray that more and more MSMEs will benefit from Repay.ph. Okay, so thank you so much, Mark, for sharing
Thank
your
you so
journey.
much. I mean, I should be the one. Thank you, guys. I mean,
Your vision for a
so
digitally
much.
connected future. And we hope that not only the merchants and the developers can benefit from it, but our government.
Actually, especially the Filipino families. Yeah, if you notice, that's one of my primary focus.
Well, if the government system is systematized and more efficient, we will benefit. We will be the ones
Digitized too.
benefiting from it. Yeah.
Correct.
Thank you so much and good
Yeah.
luck. And
Thank you,
thank
Kim.
you,
Thank you.
viewers, for joining us. Once again, I am Kim Sancha.
And I'm Chingkee Mangcucang. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and exciting conversation in future episodes of
Spotlight.
See you next time.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Meralco.
Alam nyo ba kung saan napupunta ang binabayad nyo sa Meralco? Dito sa series na ito, isa-isahin natin yan para maipaliwanag ko po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Josel Dariaga ng Meralco Corporate Communication Office. Alam nyo ba na pag nagbabayad kayo ng bill sa kuryente, nasa mga 20% lang on the average ang napupunta sa Meralco? Sa katotohanan, nahahati sa iba't ibang components ang inyong electricity bill. Kumbaga parang pizza lang yan. Kasama sa binabayaran natin ay ang generation charge na napupunta sa generation companies o mga nag-ooperate ng power plants, transmission charge na napupunta sa System Grid Operator ng Pilipinas, na National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, at iba-ibang charges na napupunta sa gobyerno. Tulad po ito ng mga subsidies, taxes, universal charges at fit-all. Kung tutuusin, tulad nga nabanggit ko, nasa around 20% on the average ang kabuang bill ang binabayad sa Meralco sa pamamagitan ng distribution charge. Ito na ang pinaka-epektibong sistema para sa electricity consumers. Iwas abala ito para hindi na isa-isahin pang bayaran ng iba't ibang kumpanya na dinadaanan ng kuryente. Naway, nabigyan linaw ko po kayo kahit papano sa inyong mga katunungan ukol sa inyong electricity bill. Hanggang sa muli, ako po si Manong Joe, ang inyong lingkod.